Friends, Romans, country people, lend me your ears because we have an incredible run coming up. I can't think of a better way to introduce it than this $5 donation from Zoe Potato, who says, DDR and Mario? DDRio? How does this even work? Smiley face. Well, Zoe, I don't know either, but we're about to find out because it is time for PeekingBoo's final run of the evening. This is how we're closing out, people, so you better savor it. It's a 16-star run with dance pads. PeekingBoo, please show us the way because we're all lost right now. We need you to help us find it. Take it away, my friends.
All right, thank you very much. Welcome, everybody, to the end of the marathon. I'm PeekingBoo, as you just heard, and today I'm using these dance pads here to speedrun Super Mario 64. I've been doing this for nearly 10 years now, so I'm kind of adept, but at the same time, I tend not to do runs unless I really kind of have to. So I did my first run in months yesterday, or the day before, and nearly got a PB. So now that all of that luck is gone, this is going to be an absolute train wreck. But just before we get started, since, you know, we got all the time in the world, I'll just quickly brief you on exactly what I'm using here. So obviously we have some arcade-style dance pads, and you can see when I stand on them, they all light up. So over here, this is my A button, okay? The blue arrows are what will be moving Mario around, the same way that we are moving the hand around here. And then we've got our crouch and our punch. And lastly, because it's an arcade setup, I have some buttons at the front here as well that I'll be using to control the camera. So it's a full DDR arcade experience that I'm going to be bringing to you guys to control Super Mario. And yeah, we're going to be doing 16-star. You can see I've done 16, 70, 120. Nothing is out of the question here for this game, but without any further stalling, I guess we'll just start the run. So I'll count you all in. So 3, 2, 1, go.
It's me, Mario.
Alrighty, let's go. So Super Mario 64 is great, except for this part, because we have a minute of silence to just... I guess this is where I should have explained what I'm doing, but now we can just kind of awkwardly stand around and just, you know, fill the air with nothing, and it's all great. But what I'm going to be trying to do is achieve as many of the tricks as you would typically expect in a 16-star run as possible. So we're going to try and go for Lakitu skip. We're going to do cannonless. We're going to go for backward long jumps a number of times. The only thing I kind of can't do is a trick called bomb clip, because that would require me getting on all fours and doing some weird stuff. But, you know, barring all of that, let's just try to see what we can do. So, like I said, a lot of what we're going to be doing is spreading ourselves between the directionals on the left and the inputs on the right. And we got Lakitu skip, followed shortly after by a ground pound instead of a long jump, followed shortly after by just ruining everything. But there you go, we're off to a fantastic start. Once we get the start of run jitters out of the way, I think everything will be great. Now, I mentioned that we can't do bomb clip. We're also not going to do it the traditional way. For any of you that are fans of the A button challenge, I actually stole the tech from that. And what we're taking is this box over to this corner, and we're going to just push it through the bars and crouch. And voila, there you go. We're through. That's it. That's the start. So now we don't need to worry about the chain chomp cutscene. It's obviously slower than bomb clip, but it's still faster than the usual way. And so where I'm from, we count that as a speedrun strat. All right. So 16-star runs, as I'm sure you've seen from anyone playing Mario 64. Pretty much every run dies right here. As soon as we enter Womp's Fortress, there's so many little silly things that can go wrong at the very start of the run that as soon as the run begins, it's over and you have to start again. And the first silly thing we're going to try and do is cannonless. So we're going to go for the classic, safe, traditional setup method, which is to grab this wall here, backflip, hit the camera twice, and then doot, and hopefully that worked out. Very good.
Here we go!
My setup's a little different there compared to what you would do with a stick. Running on digital inputs means that Mario's running at full speed at all times, and because you're supposed to walk slowly off that ledge, I have to tap left just before he falls off so that he grabs the ledge. It's a very tricky thing to do, so I'm glad I got it first try. Next, we're going to head up here to Wild Blue. Alright, and I mean, you know, that explained itself. You're probably noticing as well, I did mention that the camera controls are on the front of my DDR, you know, arcade cab, and you can't really see them from the angle of the webcam, obviously. But because they're kind of detached from the dance pads themselves, I don't really want to be wasting my time adjusting the camera if I don't have to. So a big part of my speedrun of this is letting the camera kind of do the work for me, and then me just responding to what it's doing. Okay, very good. And one more. If it's not obvious, you can ground pound through Womp while he's trying to slam on you. There we go. I kind of moved a little too high up, but aside from that, that worked out pretty well. And honestly, the worst is kind of behind us. Like I said, Womp's Fortress is very reset heavy. Cannonless is usually the thing that kills the runs early. But since we're past that, the only thing we have to worry about now is Mario's jumps getting eaten on these stairs. 1, 2, 3. Didn't get eaten, so we're all good. So we're gonna hit the camera, do a wall kick off here onto this platform, push up against the wall, side flip over, and boom. Cool, so we're down to just one more star in Womps and then we're moving on. And this star in particular, I can do it fast. And what I mean by that is there's a way to do this without collecting this owl, where you run up to the top, you know, you go on the floating island and then you do a triple jump into the basket. But it's very, very tricky to do. And doing it in a marathon setting, let alone just going for PB after everything else we've just done, it's not really worth the risk. So we kind of just take a breather there. It's a good one. It's a good one to just chill out with. And next we're just moving over to Cool Mountain. So onward we go. Cool Mountain, we're not really going to stick around too long here. We're going to be getting 2 stars. First one being wall kicks will work, and the second one being the penguin. But let's just jump on down. Straight through here. Oh, nearly beefed it. But we're all good. And we do a couple of camera adjustments just to quickly snap the camera down to where we are. Camera once again doing all the work, so I can just long jump. And funny thing about landing on ice in Mario 64, if you're holding a direction when you land, you'll keep sliding. But if you go neutral just before landing, Mario will stop exactly where he is. It's very useful to know if you need to suddenly stop. Oops. Alright, we got the penguin. Let's do the fancy tack. Swing around here. Very good. And just like that, Cool Mountain is done. We're heading to our first Bowser fight now. Cool. How fun. Let's go. So what I'm going to do here is a little side flip followed by a double jump to clear that railing. Because that's the only way I know how. There's probably a faster way that all the fancy runners do it, but I don't know, I kind of have a bit of a handicap, so I just kind of have to make stuff up as I go. And in a lot of ways, the movement that I'm doing is hyper simplified, but I think that just makes it easier to follow in a lot of ways. Sometimes when I watch Mario 64 speedrunning, you know, Mario's flipping and rolling all over the place. I don't really know what's going on most of the time, but you don't need to worry about jump dives here. You don't need to worry about any fancy stuff. It's just running and jumping. Oh, careful of that Goomba. If I didn't stop there, the bounce from that Goomba would have sent me off the ledge. And because those Goombas are RNG, sometimes they just kill runs for no reason. Oh boy! And sometimes we miss pipes and nearly die for no reason. So, there's your 2 jump scares for the run. Sorry, I didn't know we were playing a horror game, but let's do it to it. Now, worth noting right now... Whoops. Damn. Worth noting right now, I am playing on emulator. And one of the good things about playing on EMU is that I can just hold right and tap left, and that basically does some quick spins of the stick. So I can spin Bowser really quickly to make up for my lack of being able to spin under normal circumstances. I have tried running this on like Nintendo Switch and other console versions, and spinning the stick is one of the most annoying things to do in this whole game. Okay, so we're done with Bowser. Let's go into the basement. We got some really cool tech coming up here. And even if I fail it, my estimate accounts for a lot of mistakes, and we haven't really made any so far, aside from that Bowser fight just then. So I'll attempt it a couple of times before we move on. So let's go. So we're going to swing around here, straight in. Now, if you're familiar with this tech, then you'll know straight up that, yes, we are going for the fly guy. Very good. Alright, too easy. Let's go. And we hit the star. That's crazy. We don't spend a lot of time in Shifting Sandland though. We've only got one more star to do. So we're just going to jump kick over here. 1, 2, 3, up the slope. Boom. Very good, very good, very good. Star number 10. I can't believe the run's almost over. And in. So we're shifting from Sandland over to Hazy Maze Cave. And this first star is kind of an awkward one. What I'm doing looks slow, but it's actually faster than any other way that I've been able to do it that looks faster when I do it. So it's a weird one. Like, you know, you'll just have to like source trust me, bro. That's just, for some reason, that's faster than any other way that I've done it. So let's keep moving on. And you're going to see with Hazy Maze Cave, a lot of the stages have a very similar entrance. We got good RNG on the rocks, which is great. Didn't get hit by a single one. Got a nice side flip straight into the star. Awesome. But yeah, every time we start this stage, it's all just going to look the same. We jump in, we go to the left, we go down that little hallway, and then we start jumping around in different areas to, I don't know, make something different happen. But if you're ever interested in running a game ever for the first time, Super Mario 64 is probably one of the easiest to pick up, because the tech mostly involves you doing nothing. Like, look at this one. You push against this dark spot, hold right a tiny bit while pushing, and you just fall straight through. Like, the game basically runs itself in a lot of ways. Okay, Hazy Maze Cave is done. Let's talk to Toad, get a free star. And from here, what I'm hoping to do is get a really sick double long jump. Very good. If I do it wrong, I get burned by the fire on the wall. But if I do it right, then we do exactly what I just did. So, yay! Take a nice little lava boost over here, get some nice quick red coins. The camera unfortunately does not do me any favors. I'm working with a D-pad while the camera's like swinging me around, and so I have to keep wobbling. But now the hard part of the run kind of starts. Starting first of all with Mips. Okay, good. Mips jumped in my hands, which is so much better than what normally happens. Now we have to make sure not to get this star. If I do that, then it kind of invalidates the run, since that would give us 17. But what we have to do is push Mips at the door, and then when its shadow disappears, we crouch. Then we can grab Mips through the door. And let's go. 1, 2. Push him into this corner and crouch. Boom. That was actually really good. Okay, now I have to do... I don't even know what this motion is. It's like a weird rocking motion. But in order to make Mario swim diagonally, once again, because I'm on digital inputs, I kind of have to either let Mario control himself, or, you know, I have to kind of like wobble my weight on it to get him... getting him moving in a proper direction. It's really weird. Okay, I'm just gonna stop here, side flip up, let the camera do the work. Alright. So we're at 16 stars. We've hit the criteria. And the great thing about Bowser stages, if it's not immediately noticeable, they're kind of like side-scrollers. You know, if you don't do anything, if you just treat them that way, it's basically hold left and right to win. So we got a little green demon challenge going on here. I'll try my best not to get hit by it, but sometimes I get walled by the platform up here, so we'll see what happens. I'm actually trying to slow down. Okay, good. I was trying to slow down so that I would end up being a little higher. So that worked. Very good, very good. Okay. Green demon avoided. Now, I'm not really hopeful in my Bowser throws, because my first Bowser throw was garbage. But hopefully this one's a bit better. I just have to throw him left. Oh, man. Oh, man. Runs today, am I right? Let's try again. There he goes. It's a simple thing. Just throw him left, forehead. But no. That didn't happen. So far I've missed 2 Bowser throws. They cost me about 5 to 10 seconds each. So it's a little concerning. I think if I didn't mess up those 2 throws, this would be a PB pace run. But now I'm not so sure. Anyway, we re-enter the stage so that we can exit, because that puts us back in the lobby. But now it's time for backward long jumps and all of the other garbage at the end of the run that makes me lose my run and get really upset. So backward long jumps are difficult for me, probably for others too. They're not actually that hard to do, but to do them consistently is kind of annoying. Alright, just forget what I said. I'm a god at BLJs, so, you know, if you have any questions, I'm not your guy. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's go to the next one. And up we go. This is a bad angle. I might get stuck in the wall. Oh no, we're good. Okay, cool. So we have another side scroller. Okay, had a bit of a late input there. Let's try to recover. And dive over here. Get a nice little backflip. Now if you hold jump and tap the punch button while you're moving, you can kick up slopes. Who knew? Okay, let's go for the big jump now. Very good, that's the first half. Ah, nuts, I messed up the second half. Okay, so we just have to get up here. Change the camera just for a tiny moment and then go back to side scrolling. Now, because I never trust what cycle these platforms are on, and it's a 50-50 shot that you're going to get messed up by jumping diagonally, I don't bother with it. So we're just going to play it safe. But there we are. That was 16 star aside from the aside from this. Who knows what's going to happen here? I sure don't. Okay. Well, what I wanted was to grab his tail, but apparently I was just going to belly flop onto it. So now I have to deal with blue flames. Okay, very good, very good. Thank you, Bowser. Go up left. No, damn. It's a repeat of yesterday. Oh no. I literally tweeted this fight before the run and showed that exact thing happen. It's a curse. There we go. Alright, so that's one. Just gotta hit him 3 times. And the way I do this is I throw him to the right, just slightly up. Slightly up. That's not slightly, come on. Let's do it again. At this rate, he's gonna make the entire star pattern. He's even juking me with the double jumps. Alright, I'll just throw him straight up then. Very good. And then finally, the last one is just over here to the left, slightly downish because my camera angle's changed. Alright, there we go. And that is 16 star. When I get the final star, even though we've got 16, this one doesn't count for some reason. So when I hit it, it's still 16 star, and this is time.
GG.
GG's.
Oh my god.
I hope you guys enjoyed the run.
I am in awe.
You sound out of breath.
Just hyperventilating over here for 20 minutes.
Oh my god.
Lord.
I love that. All right. Well, yeah, there you go. That's 16 star. Thank you as always for having me. I haven't been part of Speed Stuff for Charity or Trans Lives or any of the marathons under this org for a couple of years now, because I've been pursuing other projects. But it's always nice to get invited back and supporting a good cause and everything in between. So thank you all you guys for watching. I hope you had fun. And if you like me, you want to see more of me, I'm PeekingBoo. You can find me on my Twitch channel. I don't do dance pad speedruns quite as much, but I do other stuff like, variety and game dev and all sorts of things. So, yeah, that's all I have to say.
PeekingBoo. Well, thank you so much for showing up this incredible run. We're very proud of you, and we are so glad that you agreed to come back to show this off with us. Wonderful.
Happy to help.
Alright team, well we're going to take a quick break and then we'll be back with our final thoughts, and just by way of saying goodbye for me, just want to say thank you to everyone who has watched and supported and donated, and the staff. Everyone has been so wonderful, and I'm so proud of everyone who helped to make this marathon a wonderful success. If you would like to come hang out with me, I'm on Twitch at Happy Bear Lives, twitch.tv/HappyBearLives, not lives. Oh, I pronounced my own name wrong. How did I do that? Well, it's 11:16 here in the Pacific time zone. And I also have a YouTube channel where you can find me at, it's just Happy Bear. And I do some speedrun documentaries there, so I would love to have you subscribe to that, come follow on Twitch. It's just a big party in my channel all the time. Well, that's all from me, everyone, but we're going to take a quick break, and then staff will be back with their final thoughts.